Now, I'm a substitute teacher, so I go around to a whole bunch of different schools. I go around to all grade levels, pre-K through high school. And so initially I thought, well, the Spanish speaking students don't speak English, so that's why they're so quiet. No, all the way up to high school. The Hispanic students, now, even if they are off task in class, they are quietly off task. If they playing some games on their computers, they're doing that quietly. If they on their phone, they're not supposed to be quietly. If they got their headphones on, they're not supposed to have their headphones on. If they got their head down, they sleeping in class, quiet. But then when it comes to the black students, when I say they are so disruptive, and they can't just be disruptive by themselves. They have to involve other students who are actually doing their work, trying to learn, trying to get good grades. The black students want to be the class clown. They want to talk back to the teacher, arguing with the teacher. The teacher say, take the headphones off, put the cell phone away, do this, put your pants up, do that. They always got something to say, like always. And it's a lot of it is the boys. Like, what are you doing? You arguing, going back and forth in front of the whole class with the teacher? These are supposed to be the men of the next generation.
But who's raising them? All right, you're talking about a group, unfortunately, in the United States of America that are being raised by mothers exclusively. These mothers are generally going to be alone. They have to work, double basically, and these kids are raising for the most part themselves here, with no actual masculine influence in their life. Because I mean, this is just kind of what it is. It's kind of why I'm a staunch advocate, let's say, for the concept of nuclear families, making sure you have the ability to raise a kid with both energies, let's say, in the household. You have the mother, you have the father in the household, and the energies collide, and they make something absolutely amazing here. All right. And if they are being raised by some type of male, unfortunately, again, based off statistics, we're looking at another situation where that man was also raised by a not man. All right. So understand what we're encountering here. We're encountering a literal epidemic while it's being promoted and pushed within the let's say the women community these days, at least, right? It seems, at least. You cannot be surprised if the repercussions of what is currently being promoted is something that is detrimental to the kids' well-being, let's just say this year. So now, guys, I grew up in a pretty interesting area, let's just say this year. I was probably one of the maybe 3-4, let's say, black students in my primary school. And so what I want to point out here is that really wasn't the thing, my direct experience. I think all children have the potential to be absolutely debaucherous, though, guys. I think so. I don't think it's a color thing. I think more so it's a culture thing. And I definitely want to continue to point that out because, again, I am a Black American, and I did not specifically engage in any disruptive behavior in school. So it's a culture thing, guys.
I mean, I know they're not men now, they're in high school, but you get what I'm saying. You know the
No,
rules for the whole entire school is every time you walk into a classroom, you're supposed to give the teacher your phone. You don't give the teacher your phone. The teacher catch you with now, if you're not going to give the teacher your phone, it's your responsibility to make sure that the teacher don't see you with the phone. Okay, cool. The teacher done caught you with the phone. Now she said, give me the phone. Why are you arguing with the teacher back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth about a phone that you're not even supposed to have? Then the teacher playing videos, so you could do some sort of assignment that has questions, related to the video. It's not enough that you just don't want to watch the video yourself, that you have decided that you're not going to do the work. You got to be talking across the room, talking loud, talking to this person, that person, laughing, getting up, play fighting. But it's all the black kids. Like, it's all the black kids. And it's really honestly so sad because when their coaches come to the teachers and say, okay, bump up his grade so he can play in this game. And these are conversations that I've had with teachers. So I know that that's what happens. The football coach, the basketball coach, whatever sport, they'll come to the teacher and say, give him a better grade so that he can play this sport. When these boys are skipping class, the coaches let them come to the gym and work out and do this and do that. And what's so sad is these students actually think that the coaches of these sports teams that are letting them skip class and allowing them to fail these classes and not actively learn what's being taught in school, but trying to bully the teachers into passing them, they think that the coach has their best interests at heart. They can't stand the teacher. You'll go back and forth with her every day. But this coach who could care less if you know anything, If you are actively learning things, you are a child, you're 15, 16, 17, and this coach knows that this is probably the last time that you're going to get any education, let alone free education. This coach, as an adult, knows that if you don't pick this stuff up now in high school, if you don't learn this stuff, you'll never know it. Coach don't care if you graduate and work at Amazon for the rest of your life, UPS, McDonald's,
Right. It's about his job. Obviously, we're
Burger King. All this coach care about is the record for the sports team for this year. But that's who you respect. Our kids so lost, man. Our kids are so lost. And it's literally like a cycle. Like, honestly, I blame everybody. Enough is enough trying to just blame the parents, trying to just blame the teachers, trying to just blame this person. It's everybody. I'm blaming everybody.
If you guys have been here for a while, right, you'll understand how I regularly speak about my family, right? How I raise specifically my family. Nothing less than a 95 is generally going to be acceptable, and we still have an issue with why we've lost 5 points. Let's just say that here. Secondly, the friends are almost non-existent unless I know who their parents are, what they do, how they exist. Let's just say this here, because again, it is the parents. The first line of defense to knowing how your kid is going to basically turn out are the parents, right? Like, you are responsible for making sure your kid specifically doesn't go out here and do this here. I already listen, I've had numerous conversations with my children specifically. My daughter is currently in high school. She knows immediately, all right, if I ever get a call, all right, if I ever get a call from school that is bad, that she has done something terrible, she's hanging out with like the wrong people, all types of craziness, I'm taking her out of school and I'm homeschooling her. She knows that. And personally, I prefer the concept of homeschooling because I think that, why would I want you around all these derelicts? Truth be told here. That's kind of how that works here. My youngest son is in elementary school. He was just skipped two grades, guys. All right. So just understand what I'm trying to point out here. We have goals, right? And these goals need to absolutely be achieved here. There are no disciplinary issues here. There are no disruptive issues here, right? It's you have to raise your children with structure, right? Be very present in their life. Do not over spoil them. Let's just say this here. We are all, like in my household, we are all the best of friends. Our favorite people is us. That's what it is here, guys. Our favorite people. Us. But yeah, if you want a friend, go have a friend. But just understand that once I see their terrible home life starting to take effect on my kid, then that's done immediately. You can say whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter. You're a child, right? Not like that here. Right? I'm not going to allow your terrible decision-making abilities to ruin your life or the life of anyone else in this household. So yeah, it's the parents. Period. I look at it. I see a bad kid, I immediately blame the parent. That's it. That's how that works. There's no structure at all.
Because where are the adults? Okay, the adults that are not the teachers, that are not the coaches, that are not the parents. The adults that are interacting with these kids in everyday life. Why are you not telling them, look,
You're right.
I wish I could go back to high school. You better get it now because when you graduate, you are going to have to do a job with hard labor for the rest of your life if you don't get this stuff. If you don't go to somebody's college, the chances of you having a job that don't require you to do hard labor every day, where are the adults to tell these kids you're not going to make it in the NFL, you're not going to be in the NBA, you're not going to be a rapper, right. It's not going to happen. Now, by all means, if you got this exquisite talent that's out of this world, then go for what you know. You know what I mean? But most people don't have out of this world talent. They have talent. Everybody got talent. You 1 in a million. When you're in high school, the most that a football team can do for you, the most that any sport, period, can do for you in high school is get you to college. You can get a scholarship. You can ride that thing out. You can literally graduate.
Okay, we're done. So, guys, here's the thing. So she's basically setting people up to do the same exact path that, for the most part, people have unfortunately been doing. Basically going onto the internet, finding exactly what job pays the most, basically, right? And then saying, I want to do this, then wondering why you can't get a job in that field. Why? Because How many other people just did the same exact thing, right? Understand this here. I have a master's in fine art, highly educated, guys. I have no problem with the concept of education, but probably not for the same reasons that she would want education. She's talking about getting all these jobs and things like that. I think if you're going to get higher education, it needs to be something that is like specifically meaningful for you or your community. Let's just say this year. But going specifically to say that you're going to fail in life without an education, without higher education, is absolutely ridiculous. Pretty much based off of, bro, ask someone that you know or you yourself that has gone to college and figure out what field are they working in that field? Is their degree even worth it for the field that they're currently working in? Stop playing. I definitely would push my kids as of right now more towards a trade, more so than anything upper education, guys, higher education. Truth be told, I worked in my field for 2 decades. And that's basically all the stuff that's behind me. All right. You understand what I'm saying here? I worked in it for 2 decades. Some of the wisest people that I've encountered kind of around the world have generally been people that have had either like very light education or like no college. I would love for the idea that college specifically makes you a better person to be a thing. But I think in the time that we're currently in, I do not think that that's actually valuable. Because all you're doing is fostering the same people that basically push the ideology, let's just say, that marriage is basically garbage. You get what I'm saying? You're creating that environment, that energy of a person, let's just say this year. And why do we need more of those people? Truth be told here, because again, those people are going to raise kids like that. People always brag about how Black American women are the most educated women. I don't think that's a true statement though, but I know they do say that a lot. I don't really think that we need more of that if this is the outcome. If this is the outcome, what's the point, guys? Right? What is the point? Do your thing, obviously. Live your best life. Take on all of that debt, right? Then get to the point where you're just like, oh no, why can't I have found like a guy that would want to marry me while you have like $100,000 in debt now, and now you made it even harder. But either way, live your best life. Again, do your thing. Not my problem, right? But we have to immediately pack up this culture, guys. Single mothers, fatherless households, absolute debauchery, sexy red, right? Cardi B, like all of this. Get rid of all of that garbage. Get rid of it and watch how things start to change, guys. Okay, the culture needs to go. It's not the color of someone's skin. I keep saying this because I mean it. It is the absolute truth of the matter here. It is not the color of someone's skin that denotes exactly who or what they will be. It is not. It is the culture that they are inundated with. That's it. That's it. But all right, listen, guys, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and catch you guys later.